Because pregnancy outcomes cannot be reliably measured until around 35 days after breeding, there is a lag between the breeding activities and determining success. Therefore, focusing on predictive metrics can give producers better insight and greater control over reproductive outcomes. Insemination rate, particularly to first AI, is a good example of a leading indicator because it can be measured each week. It has historically been defined as the percentage of eligible cows that become pregnant every 21 days. Insemination rate at first AI is defined as the percentage of cows that are inseminated during the 21 days after the voluntary waiting period. Thus, if the voluntary waiting period is 60 days, then insemination rate at first AI is the percentage of these cows that receive AI before 81 days. This metric is critical for rapid evaluation of the ongoing success of your reproductive management program. If this metric declines, then there is a certainty that the success of your reproductive management program will also decline. If you don't inseminate a cow, there is a 100% chance it will not become pregnant. The 21-day pregnancy rate is a broad measure of the overall success of your reproductive management program. Pregnancy rate is defined as the percentage of eligible cows that become pregnant every 21 days. Calculation of the 21-day pregnancy rate includes the insemination rate and a measure of fertility called conception rate. The conception rate is calculated as the number of cows that become pregnant divided by the number of cows that were inseminated. A goal of all dairies should be to maintain a 21-day pregnancy rate above 20%. This can be achieved by maintaining a good conception rate combined with exceptional insemination rates. As a first goal, managers should focus on improving insemination rate in the first 21 days after the voluntary waiting period above 80%, and ideally close to 100%. A recent analysis published in the Journal of Dairy Science showed that top-performing dairy herds were achieving average 21-day pregnancy rates above 30%, which was better than 99% of dairy herds. Although 21-day pregnancy rate has improved in the USA during the last decade, the average 21-day pregnancy rate is typically less than the target of 20 to 30%. Of particular interest, the majority of the herds with exceptional reproduction use 100% timed AI for first breeding and therefore achieved exceptional insemination rates while maintaining good conception rates around 44%. In addition, these herds were performing weekly pregnancy diagnosis, so they had a better opportunity to rebreed cows sooner with a resync program. It is worth noting that they achieved these superior pregnancy outcomes with very high milk producing cows. It is noteworthy how this strategy differs from the strategy of some herd managers that continually pursue the elusive goal of very high conception rates, when a greater improvement could be made by focusing their effort on maintaining average conception rates combined with the realistic objective of achieving exceptional insemination rates. In addition to the traditional metrics of 21-day preg rate and insemination rate, it may also be worth considering a new metric used in the MyData program called Cumulative Pregnancy. This not only tells us how many cows get pregnant, but importantly, how quickly they became pregnant. Cumulative pregnancy by 81 days in milk calculates the percentage of cows that have become pregnant in the first 21-day breeding cycle. For most herds that use a 60-day voluntary wait period, this metric should be over 45%. In addition, we should also consider how many cows became pregnant after 2 breeding cycles, or by 102 days in milk, which should be around 65%. Achieving these outcomes during these first 2 cycles can help the dairy producer achieve the best economic gains. The other predictive metric worth focusing on is how many days elapse between inseminations. In the exceptional herds we spoke of earlier, this averaged 33 days due to aggressive use of detection of estrus after timed AI to ensure early synchronized returns are identified, as well as efficient pregnancy diagnosis and use of resync programs. Insemination interval tells us how quickly we are picking up cows that don't become pregnant to their breeding. Thus, optimizing these metrics results in a shorter calving interval, more time in peak lactation, and greater profitability for the dairy herd.